Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Random Redshirt podcast. I am one of the hosts, Zach, and the other host is Chris. Or should I say Lord Vader? How goes it, my friend?
Hello, my dear friend Zach. Excellent to see you and everyone like around the Galactic Empire and the interwebs and Atlas 3I. Zach, I thought I'd find this Darth Vader helmet and surprise you. Hopefully it surprised you.
Oh, you surprised me. I about fell out of my chair laughing when you came up on screen. That was hysterical.
And I can't even see anything. I'm like so blind.
Well, you look very intimidating, my friend, on this at Halloween Eve.
That is right. Halloween Eve. Halloween is again here. Yes.
It is tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow. At the time of this episode premiering, it will be tomorrow. And we are here. We are back for our spooktacular Random Redshirt podcast Halloween special, where we give you all of our recommendations for great science fiction to watch this time of year and on Halloween night. If you want something different than the traditional horror stuff, and we've got a great list, an updated list from last year, but we've got a great list of recommendations for our audience this year, Chris.
I'm looking forward to the discussion, Zach. I'd love to hear what you've got. I had a list, but it's not anything new, but I do like what I've got on it. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, same, same. Now, you may be wearing the Lord Vader helmet, at least temporarily, anyways. Um, and I am actually wearing, you can't probably see it in here, but I got this sweatshirt for my birthday. It is the Haunted Mansion Disneyland ride with the hitchhiking ghosts on it. I don't know if you can see it
Ah,
or not.
I
And
see.
and the ghosts glow in the dark.
That's excellent. That is excellent, my
Yeah.
friend.
And I thought it'd
Excellent.
be fitting to wear for our episode this evening as we approach Halloween and get ready for the evening. And it is my favorite ride at Disneyland too. So that's another part of it.
Yeah, I believe we went on that. That is like a really enjoyable ride. I like that a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not something you have to worry about losing your lunch on, or well, I guess unless you get really freaked out. But it's not scary, scary. You know, it's just it's fun. I mean, they've made a couple movies based off of it. They had the Muppet Haunted Mansion short movie that they made. They've had all sorts of things based around the Haunted Mansion ride, and for good reason. It's been around for a very long time, and it's a staple at both Disneyland and Disney World.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Um, so this is your first time joining us. Welcome to the Galactic Empire. I mean the Random Redshirt podcast. We are a couple of nerdy guys, as you may or may not have noticed, who like to talk about all things geeky and nerdy. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, your favorite podcast platform, and Threads to find the latest updates and announcements and new episodes. You can find the video version of this and many other episodes on our YouTube channel and the audio version of all of our episodes everywhere you get your podcast. Now, Chris, this has become a kind of a tradition. I think this is like the third year that we have done a Halloween special here on the podcast, and each year our Halloween special gets a little. I have a hard. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing too much as Lord Vader is shaking his head. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Each year, it seems like our Halloween special gets more and more exciting and more jam-packed full of amazing science fiction that you can watch on or near Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it gets more out there too. I think last year we had Steve the Skeleton join us on
We
the
did.
podcast, so
We
that was
did. He was,
great.
yeah,
So
yeah. You pulled him away from his tireless duties of paving new roads up there in Alaska.
yeah, he was wearing his safety gear. He was.
He
I
was.
remember that. I wonder if I'm pretty sure Darth Vader's suit, he probably has air conditioning in it because it gets hot in this helmet,
Yeah.
I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, he has to have something, right? I mean, it's
Hmm.
with all the technology they have, you think they'd have an air conditioner and a suit or something to keep him cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you, Chris. I didn't realize. I thought I was
It's
Lord
me.
Vader.
Yeah.
Um, it is you. Okay, so you're Luke's father, not really Anakin. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this Halloween episode. It's gonna be great. Um,
Me too. Me too.
uh,
And we've got a variety of things. We've got some movies, we've got some TV shows, we've got some Star Trek episodes, we've got all sorts of fun stuff
mhm.
that we highly recommend that you check out. This episode is premiering the day before Halloween, so you still got some time to get in and binge watch some of these amazing shows and movies that are perfect. Now, for those of you who are nerds and geeks like us, probably most of you, since you're watching our podcast or listening to us, you've probably heard of these episodes, or you've probably seen these movies, or heard of the movies and so forth. But maybe you didn't quite put the two and two together and go, "Oh yeah, these would be kind of fun to watch near Halloween." You're so used to watching them throughout the year because they're just great movies and great shows and great episodes, but maybe you didn't think of, "Oh yeah, let me watch this at Halloween time." Well, have no fear. We are here for our amazing recommendation list, highly, highly recommended, and maybe one day, Chris, award winning. Who knows? We'll see.
That's right. Be award. That would be amazing, my friend. Like, yeah, we could be award winning and we can talk in some panels. That'd be great if
Yeah,
people would like that.
that'll be really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be.
yeah, so denofgeek.com actually has
Mhm.
a list of the scariest episodes of Star Trek, which is really cool. And we've
Oh,
pulled from
okay.
that over the last couple of years
Yeah.
and used that as a guide, and we've added our own things in there, stuff that wasn't on their list and some stuff that was. Also, be sure to go to our YouTube channel if you're not already there, or your favorite podcast platform to check out last year's deep dive episodes we did, where we did the Haunting of Deck 12 from Voyager, Impulse from Enterprise, and then, of course, our Halloween special. This year, we did Genesis from TNG, we did Valley of Darkness from Battlestar Galactica, and now our Halloween special. And we'll do another one next year with different episodes, but yeah, let's jump into this, Chris. We got a lot of amazing recommendations. And just since the way our list is developed, let's just start out with Star Trek and let's talk about some of these creepy, spooky episodes that are must watches for Halloween.
Yeah, we will. Can I start? Like, would that be good? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd love to
please.
like,
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
yeah, because this is an episode that you and I watched before, probably not too long ago, and it was related to one of the episodes of Strange New Worlds, because we were, this involves Dr. Corman, both like in TOS, and then Dr. Corman's a character in Strange New Worlds. Um, it wasn't one that I was originally thinking about as like a Halloween episode, but the more I started like doing a little bit of research on this particular episode, then I go, oh, this is a Halloween episode. And the way I came about that was, um, I was thinking about H.P. Lovecraft, and then I started going, oh, I wonder like what episodes of Star Trek, whatever episode, whatever Star Trek series is possibly based off of H.P. Lovecraft novellas or short stories. So I did a search on that, and there were articles on that. And so one of the articles, and credit to the author, I don't remember the author's name, but they were writing about this. And so um, the original series, the episode "What Are Little Girls Made Of,"
Mm.
is based off in part like an H.P. Lovecraft novella or short story in the mountains of madness. And uh this has to do with H.P. Lovecraft. He was really emphasized the idea of cosmic horror and ancient civilizations and the old ones. And so I thought started thinking about what a little girl's made of. And they had this, at the beginning they had the kind of monster looking android robot thing, like I think his name was Rourke or Rock or whatever. And he made this comment like, the old ones were here before, or I'm here from the old ones. So it's
Yeah.
this whole thing of like this ancient old one civilization. And in the H.P. Lovecraft movie, I think they're driven to madness when they find this ancient civilization. And so it's very similar to what a little girl's made of, because Dr. Corman, uh, he goes crazy and he creates like this android version of himself, like at the end of the episode. So as I started to kind of think about this episode more and kind of dissect it and go, oh, this is really like a nice Halloween episode based off some kind of Lovecraftian cosmic old ones horror and ancient civilizations. And being Star Trek, toss, it wasn't, it could have even been scarier or like really, really like heavily leaned into that scariness, but they kept it, it was kind of subtle. But when you start kind of unpacking the layers of an episode, going, oh yeah, this is as an unsettling and nice Halloween episode that I like. So I wanted to share that, and makes me want to go back and watch that episode even more. But it also connects to those a little bit with the strange New World episodes with Dr. Corman, and then them going into, I forget these were the episodes in season 3 where they
Hmm.
go into that planet. I already forget the name of the planet in Strange New Worlds,
You
but
blocked it out of your mind.
yeah, I did. Exo 3 is the name of the planet on TOS, but the new planet, yeah, he's there, and Nurse Chapel are there, and this is the one where Corman and Nurse Chapel go. But this is the one where there's that ancient evil, right? And so
Yes. Yeah,
they
you're
get,
talking about through the lens of time, right?
thank you, through the lens of
Yeah.
time. Yeah, and so there's this ancient evil that's kind of before time and no one knows about. And I know I was giving that episode a little bit of criticism and a hard time because it's like, hey, these ancient kind of evil demons and the personification of evil kind of try and ground it in something that we can uh, connect with Star Trek on, like, but I think if I think of it thematically, like on an HP Lovecraft level, where it's like, hey, these ancient kind of evil beings here, and they just exist, and you don't have knowledge of them. I can connect it, and I can say, oh, okay, I can connect that thematically on Strange New Worlds, and I can connect it on TOS, and that's all kind of the same family of like this HP Lovecraftian storytelling of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I did not know that about the H.P. Lovecraft story and the connection with what our little girl's made of. I know
Yeah.
we had mentioned that episode as a kind of a source episode for some of the Dr. Corby stuff, whether it was the through the lens of time or when he first shows up in the other Strange New Worlds episode at the beginning of season 3. I want to say that was Wedding Bell Blues. That was
Hmm.
where I think he very first shows up on Strange New Worlds and kind of talking about where Dr. Corby came from. And I did not remember the character. And then you had mentioned the episode, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He is a TOS character. There was that relationship with him and Chapel. So it's not like they just made it up. He is a legacy character in the sense that he was already established in TOS.
Yeah.
So I think that was great. And that's awesome. I did not know that about the H.P. Lovecraft connection.
Yeah, and in the H.P. Lovecraft story, I think in the Mountains of Madness, it's like a scientific explorer that is doing like an Antarctic expedition. And so like he's an explorer, he's a scientist, and he's looking for things. So it's similar in tone to
Don't
that
get
kind of
any
character.
ideas, Chris, about going to Antarctica looking for listeners, okay? That it just sounds like it would
Hmm.
end bad. So don't go doing any exploration down in
Oh man.
Antarctica.
I already got ideas, my friend. Oh.
Because you will end up what'll happen is you'll end up being that random red shirt on the planet's surface. We don't want any part of that. We have survived every episode thus far. We cannot have any changes to that because you decide to go on an away mission to a faraway land.
That's right.
You travel a lot, my friend, all over, but don't travel to Antarctica. I just don't think it's a good idea.
No. Like, oh, I get, since you mentioned travel, thank you. Just like this weird fact. I mean, the place I traveled into like a couple of months ago had far, 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 far less people than Antarctica does now.
That's crazy.
Was
Well, you were about as remote as Antarctica
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy. Yeah, there is that's a great recommendation, by the way. I think that is a very creepy episode. If, like you said, if you peel it back, you can definitely feel the Halloween vibes, right? The unsettled feeling that you get
mhm.
with these robots and Dr. Corby, and you just. I remember going back and watching that after we talked about I think it was after we talked about Wedding Bell Blues because I didn't remember the character. So I went
Mhm.
back and watched what Little Girls Are Made Of. And as you're watching it, it's just Dr. Corby gave off these very you like these very unsettling vibes. Like you're just like something's not right with this guy. Something's just not right.
He's a creepy guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
kind of
like,
felt that way.
yeah, I mean, Nurse Chapel, why? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She saw something in him, man. She saw something in him. Speaking of that, Chris, I know there's from the last couple of years we've done this Halloween special. There's a couple of other TOS episodes that you really like for Halloween.
hmm Yeah. Cat's Paw is also based off of the little bit of H.P. Lovecraft too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I remember you mentioning that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Cat's Paw. Now, Cat's Paw, not exactly the greatest written episode of all time. Definitely some campy and hokiness to it. However, there is a number of Halloween themes and feel in it that certainly makes it something to watch near Halloween.
hmm They committed. They got black cats, dungeons, skeletons. They committed. So I like
Full
that.
on.
Full,
And
yeah.
another episode I know you like from TOS for Halloween is also Wolf in the Fold.
I
I know that's
love that
another one you're a
episode.
big fan of, especially
Yeah,
this time of year.
I think that's a great episode. It's just this an like a Jack and the Ripper in TOS, taking
Hmm.
it from London and then bring it into I forget the name of the planet they were on. I don't think it was Orion, but it was just oh, that was great. That
Yeah.
was great. And then Scotty Scotty doesn't know what's happening. He's just framed. I really like it. They just did a great job with that.
Yeah,
Great
it
job
is.
with
It
that.
is a good episode. I actually think I'm gonna go watch that one before
Mm,
Halloween because I didn't last year, and so that'd be kind of fun to go. I haven't watched it in a long time, so it'd be kind of fun to go back and watch
okay.
for
Okay.
sure. The
Yeah.
Children Shall Lead is another great TOS episode. Creepy,
Yeah.
creepy children. I mean, there's a lot of horror and scary movies around Halloween that deal with creepy little children. So certainly on that list for sure. Now,
Yeah.
TNG. I think might have the best collection of spooky, scary, creepy episodes in the whole Star Trek franchise.
Mm.
As far as a combined grouping of those episodes, and we've talked about them before. The first one is one that we just did a deep dive on this past weekend. At the time of this recording, that had been on kind of my list of episodes I really wanted us to talk about at some point, especially for Halloween, and that's the episode Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis was excellent. A lot of mystery that you get into there. I mean, love it. Picard and Data, they go into the ship that is delisting, and they've got to figure out like what happened here. So
Yeah.
it's great, great.
Dark hallways, people turning
hmm
into monsters, creaking and cracking of noises on the ship. I mean, it's just yeah, that episode's great.
Yeah.
I will say a few other episodes from TNG again. I think the best collection overall of episodes that you would want to watch around Halloween of all the Star Trek series to include episodes like Night Terrors. Does Night Terrors, Chris, for you feel like a very almost like a psychological thriller, and it is also really unsettling and just kind of makes you go, okay, now I got to go watch something else after this episode's over. I mean, it really feels that way, right? They're stuck in this fourth dimensional rift, hallucinations, deep-seated paranoia. I mean, that's a very much a psychological thriller.
One of the best scenes in Night Terrors is with Dr. Crusher, and she's in the morgue or sick bay,
Oh
but
yeah,
she's yeah,
yeah. No, I think
yeah,
it's in a cargo bay, isn't it? In a
cargo
cargo
bay,
bay where they had to
yeah,
put bodies.
yeah. And one scene they're all lying flat, and another scene, they're sitting upright,
Yeah.
covered. And I think, wow, what a great scene. And if you're home alone watching this, then that gives you the creeps for sure. Then you're just like, oh, then I know that when that happens, I don't even want to go into the next room.
Right? Yeah.
hmm
I think psychological thrillers are so much more scary and unsettling than anything with like gore and some monster or something in it.
hmm hmm
Very, very unsettling because it's getting your
Yeah.
mind racing, right? You're
Yeah.
thinking, you have the feeling of it. Your mind's wandering. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I mean, it's very unsettling.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
good.
Now another episode from TNG that's not uh you wouldn't necessarily think of it for Halloween, but it's certainly a good one to watch this time of year, and that is Frame of Mind. That's the one where we don't know right away if Riker is actually in this psych ward or if it's actually the play and he's hallucinating because he's so deep into the character. But it bounces back and forth. And I find it very unsettling because it's another one of those psychological thrillers where you don't know what's going on. And Riker is I think he's scared, he's unsettled, he's confused. I mean, it's a really good episode.
Yeah, Frame of Mind is excellent. Another one that was this just came on like recently. I was watching it in the background was the TNG episode Schisms.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, they don't have they're not able to sleep, and I think Riker looks like terrible. Definitely Riker like he can't sleep, and then they realize that they're all victims of an alien abduction. So the really effective scene for me in that episode, I think uh, it's like Worf and Riker and someone else, a few of them, and Counselor Troy is helping them, and they're in the sick bay, or excuse me, not the sick bay, they're in the holodeck,
Yeah.
and maybe Jordy's there too, and they're talking about, hey, I think there was a table, and they just
Hmm.
start kind of contributing to it, right? And then it goes step by step by step, and then they all get to the end where it's like they're on this examining chair and a light is shining above them. And I thought, oh, that was such a good scene because you don't know what's happening um, throughout the episode.
That is an episode, Chris. I don't know if this happens to you, but as soon as I hear the title and think of the episode, I hear the clicking and clacking noises the aliens make in the other
Oh,
dimension. Like
yeah.
I can hear it right now clicking. So that tells me that it's a very good episode because it really gets to you.
Yeah.
Really gets to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's another TNG episode like Phantasms, right? That one was good. Um, and then we've even got more with some DS9 episodes too.
Yeah, they're definitely now there's a DS9 episode that I know really gets to you and is really hard for you to watch, and that's the episode The Assignment
Yeah.
with when Chief O'Brien's taken over by an evil entity, and her performance was so incredible and so
Hmm.
creepy. And I remember specifically last year you talked about that, and I could see the uneasiness in you just mentioning the episode. I'm like, man, that really affected him.
Really did. You know, I was thinking about it afterwards, something to do with possession and then being taken over and yes, and then her Rosalind Child's like just excellent like performance there.
Yeah.
Really gets to me. I think it's like this combination of possession and cosmic horror that like
Mm,
go together like so like effectively, right? Because
yeah.
that evil that possessed Chief O'Brien's wife, I don't think we never come to understand the origin.
No.
It's just it's just evil.
But
The
yeah,
origin
but
being
I mean,
evil.
it goes from like 0 to 1,000 really
Yeah,
fast as far as the evilness. I mean, it's
yeah,
super fast.
yeah, super fast. Yeah. Um, I could it is excellent, but I really have to be in the right frame of mindset to watch that again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
No pun intended, the right frame of mind.
That's
Okay.
right.
The next episode, Chris, from DS9 that I would really like to do next year for our
Mhm.
2026 Halloween series is Empok Nor. It's been an episode on my mind for a long time, and that's where the chief and Nog and an engineering crew have to go to the abandoned Empok Nor, the kind of the sister station to Terok Nor, which of course
Mhm.
is DS9, to get some parts. And they come across some kind of, sort of, almost zombie-like Cardassians. They are supposed to be there guarding the station. They've been put in stasis. They get out, and they are basically blood crazed, bloodthirsty Cardassians that are on a tear to kill people. And the station is super dark and super creepy. And I mean, it is a really, really good episode. I mean, it's a good episode just to watch throughout the year. But this time of year, if you want that kind of that feeling, it's right there. So even though it's not till next year, Chris, I would really, really like to discuss that one in a deep dive.
Agree, agree. Because it's you got Empok Nor, which is this great giant haunted house, essentially, like
Yes,
in the
yeah, it's a
frame of
haunted
this.
house episode. Yeah,
Yeah, in the frame of this episode, and you've got haunted houses and some zombies out to get
yeah,
you in the haunted
yeah.
house, which is great. Which is like thematically really similar to the episode that you and I both love on Enterprise. Uh, Impulse.
Yes. Yeah, that's an amazing episode. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Empok Nor. I was we were talking about like a couple of episodes to do as part of our Halloween series this year, and
Mm.
there, of course, there's so many. We're just talking about a few of them, right? And there's so many of them. For me, I kind of had it down in my mind to Empok Nor and Genesis, but then I told you I was like, man, Genesis is so good. It's TNG. We haven't discussed enough TNG, and it's just it checks every box. And Empok Nor does too, but I just felt like it'd be a great opportunity to jump back into TNG, and Genesis is like an absolute must watch for Halloween.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but Empok
Absolutely.
Nor next year I think will be amazing.
Yeah, I will. I'm looking forward to deep diving that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Voyager. Now, Voyager is great because last year we did The Haunting of Deck 12, and The Haunting of Deck 12 is both spooky, creepy, and fun because it is, in essence, a campfire story with
Yeah.
Neelix.
Yeah. And you got the children in it there. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
With the
It's this
board kids.
yeah, the bored kids. It's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a campfire camping trip on Voyager. And so um I like that at the end you're going a little bit of a questioning going, "Oh, is this just a story or did it all like really happen?" So that was clever.
Yeah.
I like that as being clever.
Well, and I've mentioned on the podcast before, and I mentioned to you before on the phone, I love me some Neelix. I love, there's a number of Neelix centric episodes that I'm a big fan of on Voyager. Yeah, so there's another episode, Chris, in Voyager that I know you're a big fan of. And maybe we'll have to deep dive this one next year too. And that's the episode one.
That one's so good.
Mhm.
So good. So, I mean, Seven is put in charge, essentially, right?
Yeah.
They're going through this field of space where it's very hazardous to the health of like the normal crew members, and so only Seven can really be there because she's got her Borg enhancements and the Doctor,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So she's got to help navigate the ship through, and I want to do deep dives on that. I think it's a great one, like a lot of psychological horror in there or
Yeah.
scariness. Yeah.
And the question is that alien captain from the ship that they supposedly get a hail from, is he actually there or is she hallucinating? Because, well, they're going through a nebula again, so we know that's a thing, right?
Mhm.
We always joke around about the ships are always going through nebulas and causing problems, and people have to be asleep for it and everything. And we've talked about this idea of, okay, because at some point in the episode, I believe later in the episode, the nebula does begin to affect her a little bit, right? And
Yeah.
so the question is this captain an not n a hallucination, or is he real? And so that, like you said, that's that kind of psychological thriller that's really wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like
Yeah.
that too.
I did add a new episode of Voyager to this
Yeah.
year's list from last year. I didn't. I'm mistakenly left off, and that is I believe it's the second episode of season 5 of Voyager, and that is the episode Night. And that is the one where Voyager is basically attempting to take 2 years to cross this area of space because they have to. It's so big, they can't go around it. It would take forever. So they have to go through it. And this region of space, there's no stars, there's no planet. It's just complete and utter blackness, nothingness.
Hmm.
And there's even an episode where, or not an episode, there's a part in the episode where Neelix freaks out because he looks out his window of his quarters and there's just nothing out there. And he goes to the doctor because he has a panic attack in the 10-4 in the lounge. And he's like, yeah, you have this blah, blah, blah phobia, which is the fear of nothingness. In other words, it's the fear of nothingness.
Yeah.
And you see the crew members being unsettled by it. Janeway's retreated to her quarters because she's blaming herself for being there, the caretaker incident and everything. And there's this serious uneasiness. And every time, Chris, they look outside the ship or out
Mm.
through the main viewer and there's nothing, it gives me the serious creeps. Like I just can't imagine just like, being on that ship and going through and there's just nothing around you. It's complete pitch black. Yeah, that one's unsettling.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, I would have like put something on the view screen, put something up.
Yeah, right. Like a
Change the view
curtain or
screen.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do something. Play some movies on the view screen as they go through.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. And then later in the episode, these aliens come on board the ship, and so the ship loses power,
Mhm.
and they've got their flashlights on, and they're seeing aliens running out in the dark. I mean, it is a really really good episode for Halloween. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Agree.
Now, Enterprise, of course, we know has the episode Impulse, which we're big fans of. We deep dived that last year, so be sure to go check that out everywhere you get your podcasts and on our YouTube channel under the 2024 Halloween series. But there's also another episode called Doctor's Orders, and this is one where Doctor Phlox has been left alone on board the ship because.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. They're going through a nebula and everybody's got to be in stasis, but Dr. Phlox is able to somehow roam around. And it's very unsettling and another psychological thriller.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I Is Portos awake? I think Portos is awake, right?
Yeah,
Dr.
Porthos
Fox.
is awake. Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
so. Yeah,
Portos.
yeah,
Yeah,
because he's got
thank
to
you.
he's got to take care of the dog for Archer. Archer asked him to take care of him, and of course, Dr. Phlox agrees. So
Yeah, this is a good one. I want to watch that one again.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great episode.
Yeah. Nice.
Now,
Man.
there are a few episodes in Strange New Worlds that I think are also important to we discuss and recommend, Chris.
Uh-huh.
From last year's list, we had All Those Who Wander, which was a very, very creepy episode of the Gorn. I think that was from season one, I
Mhm.
believe.
Mhm.
But there's a couple episodes from this newest season, season three, that are also really, really good and new to our list this year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, we both love this one. It was so great. We were so honored to have director Dan Liu on. I mean, we both love Shuttle to Confori. That was
Yeah.
just outstanding, man. The pacing, the zombies, the Klingon zombies, the Klingon whip. Man, that was just in the conclusion, like that climactic scene, and then you had the knife fight. Wow,
Yeah.
that was great, man.
This is very much this is less on the psychological suspenseful thrillers that we've mentioned many times on some of these previous episodes. But this is definitely more on the on not gory, but kind of on more the gory monster side of things
Hmm.
rather than on the suspenseful psychological part.
Yeah, yeah. And now that I've thought more about Through the Lens of Time, I will add, Through the Lens as a Halloween themed like episode. That was
Yeah.
um yeah, especially when the nurse, the new nurse, like he gets like burned and loses his eyes and becomes evil.
Yeah.
That was
Very, very uh what's the word? Why is the movie escaping me?
Oh, because you blocked it. Because we both blocked that movie.
No, I didn't block it. Event Horizon. Thank you. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I
you
know.
sh
I
you
shouldn't
should
mention
block
it.
it.
I should
Yeah.
block it. I should block it. Yeah. It's got Sam Neill in it though. And it's got Lawrence Fishburne and it's got a young Jason Isaac. I mean, it's got a great cast. That's the hard part. It's got a great cast. It's hard for me to block that out. But yeah, I
I know.
agree.
I mean, it's got a cult great following too.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, that is
does. It's controversial. I think it's very controversial to be honest with you. Just because of, I mean, they go to a whole nother level of gross. But now there's an episode that I added this year to my list from Strange New Worlds, from this most recent season, from the season finale. Do you think of New Life and New Civilizations kind of along these lines for Halloween now, given what we know and now we've seen it, just based on some of the horror factors that happen in this episode and like the aliens being ordered to like gouge out their eyes and the body of Ensign Gamble or not Ensign Nurse Gamble being possessed again and showing back up. And I mean, There was enough in New Life and New Civilizations that say, yeah, this is something I think we could add to the list for this year.
I can see that. Yeah, yeah. I I can see that. I I mean it's connected like story wise with through the lens of time. So it's yeah, it's like this almost like a multi-parter, right?
Yeah.
Connection right there. So that with the entirety of it.
Yeah.
And it being connected to the ancient evil, kind of thing. So totally,
Yeah.
totally, man.
Yeah, for sure. We did also just do a Battlestar Galactica episode this year as part of our Halloween series. And I think, and I'm glad we did it because I think it perfectly fit the Halloween series and something different than just Star Trek for Halloween. There's not some other another sci-fi series that really brings in the dark and creepy.
Absolutely, Valley of Darkness. That was, yeah, that was an excellent, excellent episode. Um, yeah. I mean, Battlestar Galactica is already like a, it's a themed, dark themed and dark toned like show, but this one was, um, just to see them go to those close quarters, dark like firefights was outstanding to see. Yeah,
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 100%.
yeah.
Now, in addition, and there probably is some Discovery episodes that would fit this category that I probably just haven't seen. I know there's some recommendations out there for some Discovery episodes that are kind of creepy and spooky and Halloween kind of feel to them.
Mhm.
But in addition to Star Trek, Chris, there is so much out there science fiction related that either crosses over into the horror genre or is just has really good, dark, creepy jump scares, whatever, that is still considered science fiction that I think we would definitely want to recommend.
Yeah, yeah, that absolutely is. Um, yeah, I wanted to share one with you that I don't think I've talked about before, and it is a franchise, and I don't know how
Ooh,
many people.
excellent.
Yeah, it has a cult following, and you can watch all of the franchise movies on Amazon Prime right now. And it is one. See, Zach, before there was Time Cop, before there was Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and do you remember?
JCVD.
Yeah, yeah. Before there was Time Cop, there was Jack Death in Trancers.
Trancers.
That's right. There
I've
was
never seen that before.
there's the trooper. He was the cop, Detective Jack Death, and yeah, he's in future LA. This is future LA after all of the climate change and the flooding of the coasts and global warming, and there's been some wars, and his job is to hunt down trancers in the future, and trancers are like these, well, they're kind of like zombies.
Okay.
And he's got to dispatch them. And in Trancers, the first Trancers movies, there's time travel because he's in the future and he's got to go back through time to embody one of his ancestors and then take out the Trancers because the main bad guy's got this evil plan to go back in time and like kill all of the
What
leaders.
decade is this? Is this from the 80s or
This is
90s?
from the 80s.
Okay, 80s. Oh,
This is, yeah, yeah.
check the box for the 1980s.
There we
Well,
go.
we were talking. Well, these are movies, right? You said.
Yeah, these are movies,
Okay.
and this one is Jack Death is his name. It's just a
Okay.
beautiful name, and this is
Not Jack Black. Jack
Jack,
Death.
yeah, Jack Death, and Tim Thomerson plays him, and then we have a young Helen Hunt in there,
Hmm.
so they are both in that movie, and then I think there's at least six of them on the
Wow.
Trancers franchise, and in 2025 they released a what they call the Trancers Nowhere Noir. I'm having a
Noir.
noir. Thank you. For some reason, I couldn't pronounce it with my mouth.
It's okay. I can't pronounce most English words these days, so
Noir,
it's okay.
noir. They have the Trancers Noir version, which is they remastered it in this black and white toned
Mm,
thing. Because
wow.
Jack Death as a character is, if you just look at him, he's got this. He can remind you of Deckard from Blade Runner.
Oh, okay. Does that not have the same pacing as Blade Runner, right? Like it's not.
No, not
Set
the
up the
same
same way,
pacing.
right? I say
Not the
Blade
same
Runner is
pacing.
so unique.
Yeah, and it is a campy. It's this is by Full Moon Entertainment, and so there's a campiness to this science fiction uh masterpiece that is Trancers. So I encourage people to watch it. It's not for everybody, but I think I really enjoy it. Just the fun of it.
So even though you debated for the 1990s, would this sway you into my decade or no?
Well, I think some of the sequels came into the 90s,
Oh, okay. Well,
right?
okay. Well,
Right?
the
So,
original is still the original though, right? So
okay, that's very yes, that is very true. Very true.
I don't know. I'm just trying to sway you, that's all. But
No.
that's
Well,
interesting.
someone had to take the side of the 90s. But like I mean, Return of the or Empire Strikes Back, the greatest Star Wars movie ever, is in the
1980.
80s. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
1980 exactly, my friend.
yeah.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi was also in the 80s too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
two-thirds of the original trilogy. Oh, and don't forget Wrath of Khan. So,
You brought in Wrath of Khan.
and oh, by the way, all the other Star Trek movies, like Star Trek 5 that you like, Star Trek 4, Star Trek 6. You're a big fan of Star Trek 6. Anyways,
6 was in the 80s?
I
Really?
believe so. Yeah.
I thought 6 was in
Uh,
the 90s.
no, I think
Yeah.
if it was, it was like right at the edge of the 90s. I don't remember.
Mhm.
However,
Mhm.
uh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that franchise. That might be something I'll have to check out. It sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not,
91. Star Trek 6, 91.
dang. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I had Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 4. Yeah, 5, I guess, but yeah. Anyways, okay. I digress.
Yeah.
That's a good recommendation. It sounds like a very interesting set of movies that I'll have to see if I can find somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't think we ever talked about that one yet. So
No,
yeah.
no, I've never
Yeah.
heard of it even.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. And Helen Hunt, I mean, you can't go wrong
Yeah.
with Helen Hunt. Okay. Another franchise, Chris, that I definitely think we have to recommend. It's probably obvious to most of our audience, and that is a franchise that we are going to dive into in sometime within the next month and really introduce the franchise. Not that it needs an introduction, but you know what I mean. We're going to talk about it for the first time on the podcast, and that is the Alien franchise. To me, I think to both of us, the Alien franchise really does have to be that gold standard of how you mix science fiction and horror, scary, creepy stuff over just about anything else. I mean, it is so good at that. And the newest piece of the franchise, the newest introduction into the franchise, is Alien Earth, which we're also going to talk about as part of that Alien franchise discussion in the coming weeks. And I cannot wait to talk about it. It's going to be a blast. But I mean, can you think of another franchise, Chris, that's done as good of a job as the Alien franchise has at sci-fi and in horror?
Yeah. Alien is excellent. So, uh, a series of movies that kind of borrow from the aesthetic design of the alien, I would say like Species.
Yeah,
But it's very Species is a very different movie. But
right.
Alien is excellent. And so, I was telling you earlier when I was reading about H.P. Lovecraft and science fiction influences. So the writers of Alien, so Alien, the first movie, is really uh, also thematically, it takes some themes definitely from H.P. Lovecraft, where when they visit the planet, they've got those first like uh, the that huge alien ship that's on the planet, which is
Yeah.
like the old ones. They don't know where that ship came from, and there's just all this mystery and this like cosmic mystery, like background. So Alien, like as the first Alien, heavily influenced by H.P. Lovecraft. The creators were discussing. So I like that.
Yeah.
You're
And we
so
know that
right
the
on.
that yeah, and we know that probably the best movie in the whole franchise is Aliens, the second movie, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Aliens is the Empire Strikes Back of the Alien franchise, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the first two Alien movies are great. The first one and then Aliens. Alien 3, not so much. Although it's better than Alien Resurrection, that was a hot steaming pile of dog poo. although still very scary and very creepy and very gross, like the other movies have been. And to me, the franchise I think does have a little bit of up and down. It's always going to have thematically that feel. It's always going to have those xenomorphs and the aliens and the horror element and the gore, some gore to it and stuff. But it does have kind of its ups and downs. I think like most franchises, right? But I do think the Alien Earth has been a nice introduction into the franchise. The first of its kind in the franchise. It's a TV series and not a movie.
Hmm.
So very unique. And we'll get into Alien Earth and the Alien franchise in the coming weeks. So if you're an Alien fan, be sure to stay tuned for that. However, it
Yeah,
is
looking forward to that. Yeah.
anything in the Alien franchise is a must watch for this time of year around Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, Aliens great. And they've got several new Alien movies that both you and I are behind on. Yeah, that
Yeah.
we'll get caught up on it. It'll be
Yeah.
good.
I need to finish Alien Romulus. I watched about half of it, I think. And then what was the other one? The other recent was that the most recent one? Romulus? No, they did Romulus and then they did one other one. I don't remember what it was, but
Hmm.
yeah, I got to catch up on a couple things there. And then they also spawned the Alien versus Predator movies, which I think the first one was pretty good and the rest of them were not so much. But
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry, I know I keep talking about H.P. Lovecraft, but also what I was reading about was like that Aliens versus Predator takes place in Antarctica, which was
yes,
directly uh they were talking about this. I mean, that took directly from In the Mountains of Madness because that expedition is in Antarctica, so they were totally taking that ideas from the H.P. Lovecraft writings.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned it earlier and you told me we should block it out, but we do need to mention Event Horizon.
Uh,
Um, it is probably the most unsettling, nightmarish, gruesome movie I think I've ever watched. I don't, I'm going to say this. It's not a movie on our list I would actually recommend,
hmm.
but I do, Chris, think that
Mhm.
we should at least mention it again this year because it is a massive science fiction horror crossover. But certainly, now maybe there are people out there who like it and like that kind of stuff. I know for you and I, it's very unsettling and not necessarily something we ever plan on picking up again.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's got a massive cult following, very popular as well it should. Uh just I have blocked it, my friend. It's been like so many years since I've seen it. It's hard to remember, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say about it, obviously the cast was incredible. Um, the special effects on it are amazing.
Mm,
I don't know if I can't remember. It looks like they did a model for the Event Horizon ship and then for
mm.
the smaller one. And just the special effects and the CGI and the modeling and everything like that with the ship and Neptune and I mean, it was really, really well done. You could tell the budget on this movie is pretty high.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
But
Yeah.
okay, let's move on from that. How about an M. Night Shyamalan movie, Chris? I mean, there's many of them, right? But the one I think the most of is the movie Signs with Mel Gibson and
Signs.
Joaquin Phoenix. A movie. It was on our list last year, and there's a lot of these that were on our list last year, but worth mentioning again.
Yeah, aren't there
Lots of
aliens in that one? Like at
there
the end?
are, yes,
Yeah.
there are.
Okay.
There's jump scares in it. It is definitely a psychological thriller. I mean, that's the kind of the calling card for M. Night Shyamalan, right? Is the
Hmm.
psychological thriller. And Mel Gibson turns in an incredible performance in that movie. And the ending really makes you feel good, I think, with where Mel
Hmm.
Gibson's character ends up. You know, he's a former Catholic priest who loses his faith because of what happens to his wife and the car accident, and then comes to find his faith at the end of the movie. I mean, it's a great movie overall, I think, but it's a really good movie for Halloween. I mean, uh, cornfields, and there's uh, the crop circles and the
Hmm.
aliens and creepy darkness and that one scene where Mel Gibson goes to look underneath the door to try to see the
Hmm.
alien that guy locked in his pantry, and then
Hmm.
all of a sudden the alien's fingers come out from underneath the door and jump scares. It gets me every
Ah,
time. And then he like cuts the fingers off the alien with a knife. I
mm,
mean, it's yeah,
hmm.
dude, it's a great movie for especially for this time of year. Highly recommend that one.
That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have that on there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've ever seen that one, so
Oh,
I've
you
got to go
haven't seen
back and.
it? Okay, you got to watch it
Yeah,
then, dude. You definitely got to watch it.
yeah.
I think it's a movie you probably would enjoy. I mean, definitely. I think it'll give you that feeling for Halloween for sure.
Oh, cool, cool.
Um, Also, another franchise, Chris, that I know there's a number of episodes that you had down last year
Hmm.
that were really great recommendations, and that is the Doctor Who franchise.
Yeah, Doctor Who's really good. You've got just whichever doctor it is, these just great scary episodes amongst all of the doctors. I mean, we've got, Blink with the Weeping Angels, The Impossible Planet, which has the Satan Pit. And the Impossible Planet for me, that was one of the early first episodes of Doctor Who that I had seen when I started
Oh,
getting into
really?
Doctor Who. So when
Okay.
I saw that episode, The Impossible Planet, I was so enamored. I go with the story. I thought, really? They're doing this is about Satan? And I thought, oh, the ambition to do that in Doctor Who. So I thought it was just great. Just a great episode. Water of Mars, Midnight, which was another one about possession, just really, really scary. Um, Empty Child, God Complex, and another one I was thinking about with Doctor Who was, and I'm not positive if this is the title of the episode, but it is the Confession Dial with Peter Capaldi, where
Mm.
he's trapped in the Confession Dial. He's trapped in this reality where he's in this big kind of castle and he's being chased by a monster essentially, and he keeps dying over and over and over and over again for like a billion years.
Wow.
Yeah, until he gets out.
That's that is unsettling to say the least.
Mhm.
Um, if I may, Chris,
Yeah.
I'd like to talk just briefly about something that has always really, really frightened me and scared the crap out of me in Doctor Who, and that is the Weeping Angels. To me, and obviously the Weeping Angels
Hmm.
weren't, I don't believe that they were a part of the original Doctor Who. I think they came in the newer stuff, the modern
Hmm.
Doctor Who, right?
Yeah,
With Christopher Eccleston was, I think, the first Doctor Who series to introduce the Weeping Angels, if I remember correctly. And then it went on
could
to
have been
Tennant
him.
and then
Yeah,
Matt Smith and I think Peter Capaldi, and it's kind of stuck around, right?
yeah, it could have been him. Really effective because you have to there's the essence of there's the statue, the angel itself, right?
Yeah.
But then you can't blink. So you're using your imagination at the same time. Oh, you see the statue, but it keeps coming closer and closer every time you blink. And I think it's the combination of your imagination and the statue that just makes this a really like effective episode.
They are really, really scary, in my
Hmm.
opinion. And to me, and maybe this is a gross exaggeration, but to me, the Weeping Angels are some of the scariest creatures and monsters I can think of
Hmm.
in science fiction.
Yeah.
Just from the perspective of what they are and the fact you can't turn your back on them, you can't blink, you can't look the other way. And as soon as you blink, you're dead,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and then I think the first time I ever saw the Weeping Angels was in a Matt Smith episode because he was the first Doctor Who doctor I watched.
Hmm.
And he was my intro into the Doctor Who franchise. And the first episode they had with the Weeping Angels and how absolutely horrifically scary those faces were when they got right
Yeah.
here and they were in this like monstrous state. Yeah, there's some of the most frightening creatures I think I've ever seen in science fiction for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And
Because
yeah,
it's
very
not
creative,
it's
very
yeah,
creative.
and it's not just blood and gore, right? I mean, it's suspenseful. It makes your heart race. It's scary. It is. It's. They did a really good job with those across all the series that they've been in.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that more. Excellent one. Excellent
Yeah.
one.
Um. This movie, well, this franchise, I wouldn't necessarily consider sci-fi, although well, I kind of consider it sci-fi, but I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people consider it more like comedy.
Hmm.
They're comedy movies, and that's Ghostbusters. I mean,
Hmm.
how can we not mention our recommendations for Halloween if we don't mention Ghostbusters, right? I mean, that is one of the most iconic franchises on the entire planet. And it deals with a lot of things that tend to pop up and creep up, pun intended, around Halloween time. So how could we not mention Ghostbusters?
Course, and there's gonna be plenty of Ghostbuster trick-or-treaters out, like in
Yes.
yeah, in a
I
little
have dressed
bit.
up as a Ghostbuster a couple of times as an
Absolutely.
adult with my proton pack and my Ghostbuster outfit and everything and gone out with the kids and dressed up as a Ghostbuster. Gotten lots of comments on my proton pack and my outfit.
Well, look, it's very real.
Try to be. Yeah.
It's very real.
You can't just bust some ghost, Chris. You got to look the part too, right?
Yeah, no, yours is like oh, it's real.
Yeah, it is, Chris, because I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I'm telling you
That's
that right
right.
now.
That's right.
So some people may not consider that science fiction, although I mean, come on, making proton packs and trapping ghosts, that's pretty sci-fi,
Uh,
if you ask
yeah.
me. So
Well,
I'd like to consider that part of science fiction. I know it's considered a comedy and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely think it's good for this time of year. Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
And well, one that I wanted to bring up, and it's not science fiction, but I just think it's perfect for this time of year as well. And one of my favorite like shows like ever is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, just it's they've got these remasters of Buffy out right now, so it's just if they're just wonderful to watch.
Did you
Wonderful
pick
to
them up?
watch. It's on Amazon
Oh, okay,
Prime.
okay.
And I do have the original DVD box sets. So I've got those from Buffy. But then
Nice.
watching these remastered versions are great. So
So, I mean, in a show like that, though, Chris, there's got to be a number of episodes that are much darker and creepier and spooky and everything than, you know, other ones, right? I mean, a show like that, there's got to be some of those that are really good for Halloween.
yeah, yeah, there sure are. I think one that stands out in my mind is the character Willow. She just gets super mad. This is later on in the seasons, and she's super powerful. She's a witch, and she gets super mad, and she kills one of the other characters like really quick, like takes off all his skin, something like
Ooh,
that. And so yeah, that was
yikes.
oh yeah. So that sticks in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is a movie that you have on the list from last year
Mm,
that I know you were really excited to talk about, and I'd like you to mention it again if you don't mind. And that is the movie Black Hole.
yeah.
I know
See
that was
this? Yeah,
something you were
yeah.
really you're really a fan of.
Both Event Horizon and the Disney movie The Black Hole deal with black holes. And all
Disney
like
movie.
yeah, there is a Disney movie. Say that if I like 100 times out of 100 times, if I have a choice to watch a movie and it was between Event Horizon and Black Hole, it would be Black Hole. That doesn't Disney.
What? You don't want to watch Event Horizon again, Chris? Come on.
I can't. I think Black Hole is a terrific movie. I think it's not really controversial, but maybe it's been like criticized in a way. But I think if you go back and watch it, um, it is terrific. You've got this group of astronauts, as you will, and they're on the ship, and and there's they run into a mad scientist. Essentially, he's a mad scientist, and he's on his ship, which is kind of feels like a ghost ship, and it is orbiting a black hole. And on that ghost ship, you've got these robots, and they're cannibalistic robots. Um,
How are robots cannibalistic? But do they just rip apart
well,
other robots, or how does that
they
work?
kind of do, yeah.
Okay.
They
Okay.
kind of do, and yeah, this mad scientist, you realize as the movie progresses that he is crazy, and as that ship goes in to the black hole and falls into the black hole, and the name of his ship like escapes me, but it'll come to my mind later. The end kind of scenes like in this movie, it's surreal. It is surreal. Think I don't want to say like Interstellar. I don't want to really connect Interstellar with this. Oh, Interstellar has to do with black holes too. But like, the end, the end of Interstellar is a little bit abstract, like, but it does have a book explanation by Kip Thorne. The movie Interstellar does. The end of Black Hole, the Disney Black Hole, is definitely abstract. Like you see the mad scientist in the body of Maximilian, the robot. He's trapped, and you're not sure where he is, but you can maybe infer that he's in hell.
Mm.
So yeah, it's terrific. It's a thoughtful movie wrapped in some Disney-esque kind of things.
Okay, so it's not like Event Horizon or anything crazy like that because it's a Disney movie, so you're expecting there to be a little bit more lightheartedness to it than you would something else like Event Horizon or
Yeah, there's
Invasion of the Body
lighthearted.
Snatchers or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the special effects in it hold up very nicely right now.
Hmm.
Um, and so I kind of yeah, I'm glad we talked about it. Kind of makes me want to go back and watch it. People do perish in gruesome ways
Oh,
in
okay.
it, so that
Interesting.
that does happen. Um,
Well,
yeah,
I thought it was important we bring it up because I remember last year you were really excited about that movie, and I was like, well, you got to mention it again this year.
yeah. You haven't seen it, right?
I have
Yeah,
not seen
yeah.
it. No, I've not seen that movie. Nope, I have not.
That's
I
yeah,
had never
yeah.
even heard of it until you had brought it up last year.
Okay.
But I guess I failed Chris as a friend
No,
here because
no, 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 no.
I
It's
did
all
not
good.
take upon your recommendation last year to watch that movie yet. So
If you watch Black Hole and then watch Trancers, so
I'll be set.
you'll be set. And then another
You
one I
gotta you
wanna yeah.
you gotta well you got that means you gotta watch Signs if you haven't seen it.
I gotta watch Signs.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
definitely gotta watch Signs.
Um yeah, can I bring up another one? Maybe you haven't seen?
Yeah, please.
I gotta ask you again if you've seen this. It is well, it's a specific episode from Firefly, but it is amongst the Firefly uh series. And so, I've got Joss Whedon is in a couple things here. But this specific episode is from season one of Firefly, episode three, and it's called the name of the episode is called Bushwhacked. And it kind of
Hmm.
yeah, it's creepy because it kind of starts off where they're flying through and then like in space they hit like a dead body floating in
Oh,
space, and then
jeez.
they get to abandoned ship, and it's kind of like, oh, is this a ghost ship? What happened here? It kind of starts off that way. But in this episode, then we're introduced to the Reavers, and you learn that the Reavers are a group of humans that, they were going out and exploring space and were driven to madness, and now they are cannibalistic people that go out and will capture, torture, and eat you. So,
Mm.
so
Yikes.
yeah, Firefly.
Well, there was a
Recommend.
movie you have on the list from last year. I have not seen it either,
Mm.
but I guess you had, or maybe you had heard of it, but just hadn't seen it. I'm assuming you've seen it from 2009 called Pandorum. That was a movie you had
Ah.
recommended last year, which that talks about a form of space madness experienced by the last surviving humans waiting in suspended animation aboard a ship hoping to reach a new planet.
Oh,
When two crew
yes.
members wake for maintenance of the ship, they discover they're in a desperate race for survival with a ship filled up with cannibalistic humans. So that kind of reminded me of that. You've seen this movie, right? I mean, I'm assuming you have.
I'm glad you talked about that because that is it's familiar. I feel like I blocked it. Like like Event Horizon.
Oh, I thought it was on the list for a reason, Chris,
Mm.
but you blocked it. Okay, maybe it's not on the list of recommendations then. It does sound pretty like it could be pretty gruesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anytime there's cannibals involved.
Yeah. We don't need any cannibals.
No, we don't need any more.
We're not needing cannibals.
Well, I we would be remiss if we did not mention one of my favorite franchises, television series. Went
Oh,
on for
yes.
10 seasons.
Yes.
And I would consider it science fiction. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
know exactly what category you fit it into, but I'd consider it science fiction. And that, of course, is X-Files.
Yeah,
I mean, put any episode of X-Files in this time of year, and it's going to be perfect for Halloween.
absolutely. So we need, I don't recall if you watched the reboot. We need to watch the reboot.
I did. I've watched
You
all of it.
did?
I watched the reboot with they brought it back for like a limited number of episodes for
Mm.
season 11, and then see or no, X-Files didn't have 10 seasons. It had nine, right? The original had nine. I think it was not nine. Yeah. So season 10 was like they were like they made a few episodes. It did well enough where they brought it back for season 11 and 12 or something. So I
Hmm.
watched all the reboot stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I need
Not
to
as
see
good
some
as
of
the
these.
original show. I will definitely tell you that. But it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I gotcha. I'd like
but
to do a
yes.
rewatch of I'd like to do a rewatch of the X-Files at
Yeah.
some point.
I put an episode on every once in a while and watch it. You know, I wouldn't mind going back and starting over from the beginning and watching it all the way through again to pick up on
Hmm.
things I forgot or things I just missed. Certainly a franchise we have not touched on the podcast, and it will be fun to do sometime to do an X Files franchise discussion and
Hmm.
maybe talk about
Yeah.
some of our favorite episodes. That'd be really really fun. But X
Yeah.
Files is definitely on the list. Another show I think is worth mentioning. It's a newer show. We did not mention it last year. I have not watched season two. I've only watched season one, and this show is based on a video game, and that is called The Last of Us. It's got
Oh,
Pedro
okay.
Pascal in it. It's got the girl's name is escaping me. The plays the main character along with Pedro. But it's zombies, right? It's a
Yeah.
zombie show. I really like the first season. Again, I never played the video game. Like the first season a lot. But these zombies are not your normal zombies. They have got spores growing out of them because the
Mhm.
mushrooms took over the world and made people zombies and all that interesting stuff. But The Last of Us certainly has some very gruesome uh, moments and scenes and so forth that I definitely think it's worth recommending. Is it science fiction? I think it's borderline. I mean, there's definitely some
Mhm.
science fiction around this idea of spores and mushrooms becoming a thing and killing people. I mean, that's kind of sci-fi to me.
Mhm.
So I would consider it right there on the fringe of science fiction, and certainly worth a watch if you're somebody who likes the video game or has never doesn't know anything about it. But like zombies, certainly something else you could watch this time of year as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. One of the things I brought downstairs to show you, because you were talking about X-Files,
Yeah.
and you know, X-Files like is there's a lot of H.P. Lovecraft kind of themes in X-Files too, but the role playing game, Delta Green. I think I've talked a
Oh
little bit about.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
there it is. I don't think you've ever
yeah,
shown it to me. Yep.
yeah. So this is Delta Green, and you can choose to be, the premise of the game is like like there's this hidden horror out there, this hidden evil that is not
Mm.
like, normal people don't see every day, but it's like out there, right? And then you're an agent, like you're either an FBI agent or a government or military agent, and part of your job is to be part of this special unit in Delta Green and battle this evil. And then you're also battling part of the game mechanics is you're battling trying not to go crazy at the same
Oh,
time because you're affected uh by this evil, by all this horror
yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
So that's a role playing game that you
Hmm.
play
Yeah.
via candlelight only, right? Just candlelight,
Yeah.
no other lighting. Yeah.
Yeah, via candlelight only. Here's the agent's handbook. So this always makes me
Nice.
think about like if X-Files had a role-playing game.
They have to have at some point, right? Which is maybe it's an older one that's just been out of print for a long time, but
Hmm.
I mean, X Files would be a perfect setting for uh RPG because there's so many different things you could do with that in that role playing game, so many different scenarios and things you just random things you could come up with that there'd
Yeah.
be an endless supply of cases to try to study and solve as an X Files agent.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do have they have the Call of Cthulhu H.P. Lovecraft kind of thematic role-playing game, which I've got. I didn't bring those downstairs, but I've got those too. Um, and so those are a great game. I think there's a lot of players in the fan base on Call of Cthulhu. Delta Green is like maybe more niche, more like serious in tone, so that you can experience like the horror. That's what they recommend. So
Mm,
yeah,
interesting. Yeah, no, that would be good. We got lots of role-playing games to play
yeah,
down the
we
road
do,
here.
we do.
Whenever we find some time, I guess, which is fleeting these days. I do think we would also be remiss if we didn't mention a sci-fi movie for this time of year that's got definitely a bit of a cult following, I think. And that's with the incredible Michael Ironside. And the name of the movie is called Scanners, a very
Hmm.
classic retro sci-fi movie, very much worth watching, and certainly a movie that if you're a science fiction fan, you got to put on your list of things to watch any time of the year, but especially now. It's a must watch, and if it's got Michael Ironside in it, then I mean, obviously
He's the
it's an
man.
absolute need to watch at that point.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
Um, well, Chris, any other major recommendations for Halloween this year on your list?
You know, I maybe like I keep talking about H.P. Lovecraft, but like read the collected works of like H.P. Lovecraft. I brought down that like people can um just a recommendation. You can like pick up a volume of his collected works. It's really inexpensive, or I think it might be on um public domain now.
Oh,
Like
okay.
people
Yeah.
can just download it and read it. So
Well, speaking
yeah.
of reading things, it's not science fiction necessarily, but I would
Ah,
highly recommend reading some of the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe for this time of
yes.
year. Definitely some Edgar Allan Poe.
Hmm?
I have the collected works over there on my bookshelf, and I think I'm probably going to bust something out and read. I might read I might either read something short like The Raven or Telltale Heart or Murder at the House of Rue Morgue or something like that. But yeah,
Very nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So we have given you guys and gals who are listening some amazing recommendations, we think, to watch this time of year. That's pretty much mostly science fiction, I would say. Maybe a couple little things here and there that are kind of bordering or teetering on the line of science fiction. But I think in general, a lot of really great science fiction stuff that are must watch. Some stuff from the last year or so, some new things for this year. If you're a Star Trek fan, there's tons of episodes out there we've recommended to you across many of the different series, all the way to some of the new stuff with Strange New Worlds. And Battlestar Galactica, be sure to go check out our deep dive on Valley of Darkness from Battlestar Galactica season 2, a definite must watch for this time of year. And then of course you always have like absolute classic franchises like Ghostbusters, the Alien franchise, Doctor Who, and then I guess if you're really into that kind of stuff, there's always movies like Event Horizon and Pandorum and other things that we don't care to repatronage again. But there's a lot out there, Chris. There's a lot out there for a lot of different um, likes and dislikes. Oh, Fringe. We got to recommend the show Fringe, of course, because Fringe is very much like X Files in a certain
Hmm.
respect, but also a lot of really great episodes in there that are science fiction and this and good for this time of year as well.
Yeah, Fringe is so excellent. I want to do a rewatch of Fringe as well. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I have been talking about rewatch, just starting over from the beginning and rewatching it again. We haven't got there yet. Not with all the shift work I'm doing. It's kind of made that hard, but um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. Now if you watch Trancers, so just it's campy.
that's okay. I like
Yeah.
Adam West
Yeah.
Batman. I like some,
Okay, there you go.
the original series of Star Trek can be
Yeah.
campy at times. So yeah,
Yeah, but Tim Thomerson just does great as Jack Death because he takes it just he's dead serious. He's so serious,
yeah,
which is great.
no, that's awesome. Well, okay, Chris, 2025, our Halloween special is in the books. And for those of you watching or listening all over the globe in the interwebs, we hope you've enjoyed this with our updated list for this year and our recommendations for some great great science fiction that you can watch to get yourself in the mood for Halloween. You can watch it on Halloween. You can watch it any time of the year, of course, but especially on Halloween or right near Halloween. And at the time this episode premieres, Chris, tomorrow is Halloween. Are
Yes,
you ready for the bull rush of kids coming to the door for trick or treating and candy? Have you gotten your trick or treating candy?
we have partially gotten some trick-or-treating candy. We need to get more candy. Plus, we need to get some decorations set up. We've got a plan to have a little bit of a fire pit like out in the front
Ooh, nice.
while the children come. So that will be good.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that.
You gonna wear your Darth
And
Vader mask?
hmm, I'll ask my wife.
Or are you gonna put on a robe and a hood and sit there in a little ball and pretend like you're Yoda and start quoting Yoda lines? Hmm. Come
Yeah.
for candy, you did. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. I can do
I
both.
don't do
I
it as well
can,
as you.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like 1 hour I'll be Yoda, another hour I'll be Darth Vader, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that
I'll
fire
be,
roaring, my friend. I'm sure it's gonna be chilly.
yeah, it's chilly here now. It's
Yeah.
cold. Yeah. Yeah. And this, yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it's mm, maybe not as cold there, but I know it's getting colder where you are as well. Yeah.
Starting to. We're gonna be starting to get down to like the 20s overnight. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely getting chilly. Although it was nice today, really nice. It was in the 60s. It was beautiful outside.
Nice.
But yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you as always for tuning in and watching or listening to the Random Redshirt podcast everywhere you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Again, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads and follow us there for the latest guest announcements, episode announcements, and so much more. We hope you've enjoyed this. Happy Halloween for those of you who celebrate or participate or whatever. If you don't and you just want to watch something kind of spooky or creepy, rewind, grab the little red ball on YouTube and go all the way back to the beginning. And here is your penultimate list of great recommendations for science fiction to watch on Halloween. We hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, Chris, I'm looking forward to watching a couple things on this list from the last couple of years and new stuff this year that I haven't gotten to at all or in a while. And looking forward to watching it over the next few days.
Me too, my friend. It's gonna be fun. Be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Well, anyways, yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to talking about aliens. Looking forward to having Nami on with us. We've got some wonderful things. We're working on planning out our next Spotlight series, which we'll be bringing that to you very soon. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And as always, take care, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Random Redshirt Podcast.